engineering your life. Welcome to this episode where we're going to go through 4 key things on exactly how you can engineer the life that you actually want. Despite the shitstorms, despite getting punched in the face, despite the greatest competitor of all, being life itself, trying to cut you down, trying to make the default of life occur, which is death, decay, not growing, dying, so on and so forth. These 4 key steps are critical to any man, whether you're inside HPF, already living and breathing the ethos and what HPF embodies, or you're on the outside and you're an avid listener, or if this is the first episode, the title has caught your eye and you're like, wow, yes, I'm here. Because you are the architect of your own life, of your own destiny. You are the engineer. You are the one calling the shots. You are the one, as I said to my daughter earlier today, choices. A bit of a smart ass, and she chuckles to herself, but whenever she's hitting the fan at home and she's made obviously less desirable choices and it hasn't given her the outcome that she wanted and has quote unquote displeased her mother and I look at her and I say, what's the one thing that we have, Stella? And she looks at me and she's a bit of a smart ass back. Excuse me. And she goes, choices, I know. Man, it's so true. It's so true. It's there. The baby has the choice to cry or not. The old person who's 80 has the choice to be active and be young and youthful at heart and showcase that through looking after their body, their mind, their environment, or to fall apart. And unfortunately, like so many people, once they crack into their, I wouldn't even say 50s, 40s, that happens. But yes, 50s, 60s, and as they enter the older years, they just fall apart. They turn to shit. Is that the life they engineered? Well, it's the choices they made, that's for sure. And the biggest point, as with all episodes with this one, is to open and broaden the horizon for you, to see the different perspectives you can have, to look at life and go, wow, I don't have to just hold on to that fucking bullshit story I keep feeding myself that I know is not true, but it's my security blanket sometimes, and it validates or justifies my position in the world, or it allows me the opportunity to say poor me and cry poor me, or point the finger at someone else. That's really tough, man. Like, look, none of us are perfect, but fuck, as a man stepping up, this isn't a podcast for children. This isn't a podcast for the elderly. This is a podcast for one of the most powerful vessels and vehicles on this planet, which is men. And those who have the most, yes, of course, the most to lose, but the most to gain and thrive from in carrying that torch into the future, fathers. And carrying into the future as a father, the legacy that you don't even need your name to be remembered, your energy will transfer, it will become part of your children, part of your children's children, and part of your bloodlines that you'll never even meet. And I think that's something that's really valuable, as I'm choosing my words very carefully now and slowing this down. I love doing power rants, but if we really just stop and think for a second, fuck, mate, like every man listening to this, depending your age, you'll all be dead in 50 years or less. So will I, and thereabouts. So when you look at that, all the naysayers, all the negative people, all the toxic people, all the bullshit, all the fucking series on Netflix, all the fucking porno films and the bullshit that you're watching, and all of the vices, all of the things that are sedating and distracting you, tempting you, pulling you away from living a life of purpose, from living a life worth meaning, guess what? All of that will be fucking gone too. So all of the people who castrate or criticize or obviously dislike me and or HPF, give a fuck. You'll be dead too, man. Like, obviously we don't have critics listening to our podcast, so it's not like I can sit here with a message for them. But it's true, man. Like, if this is your first podcast, congratulations, well done on becoming part of the 1% who's actually looking to improve their position, because the rest of the world says lots of things, and this is one of the 4 key steps, but they're just full of fucking shit. And those who live a chaotic and really a life in turmoil, they're liars. Because people say they want one thing, but their actions would suggest otherwise. And the more of a truthful, honest life you can live, coupled with extending out and reaching and moving into a higher level of actions with higher standards, with a higher level of people around you, the better your life will be. If you live a life as an honest, integral man and you continually stretch and push your commitments, your future truths, you make them reality through your actions now, you can't not win. So many people aren't even playing to win anymore. They're just playing to not lose. They're just playing to try and stay in the game. Like it won't work. So this is really important. When you're looking at the future, people who are part of your future bloodlines that you will never even meet, they maybe don't even need to ever know your name. You'll be touching and inspiring and impacting and part of their DNA, part of their makeup because of what you do right here and now. The life that you start engineering today, gentlemen, the line in the sand that you draw right fucking now is going to be the building block for your unborn great-great-great-grandchildren to build a phenomenal life of prosperity or a horrific life of pain. What would Stella say? And bring her into this episode and chime in with a cue. Choices. So, men, let's go through these 4 steps. Engineering the life that you want. The very first thing we're going to do is a bit of an analysis. So this is very proactive, productive. You don't need a pen and paper. You can work this out in your head. You're not thick. You're all smart, intelligent men. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You know there's something more. You've got a level of perspective. You just don't have the perspective necessary to improve your position in life tenfold and to go version 2.0 and beyond. And it's such a weird thing too, because it's like this threshold. Just before we dive into these 4 points, life has like this threshold where you'll go almost all in and you're like 93% there and you'll still lose. And that's quite deflating. It's quite defeating because then you're like, well, what the fuck did I try in the first place? Well, that's, you could have lost a lot earlier. So can't just write yourself off like that. However, mate, life has a funny way of sorting you out. And whether it's quickly, sooner or later, if you're not all in, life has an very interesting way of sorting you out. So for those who are diving into this, it's critical that you apply these steps. For those who've listened to 200 plus episodes or have listened to 2, or this is your first one, start now. There is no fucking tomorrow. You start now. Today's your day. Today's the day. Let's go through these 4 points on how to engineer the life that you actually want. And I'll start with this question. I said this in our Victoria catch-up not long ago. Phenomenal catch-up, mind you. Geez, the boys, they're such a good crew down there. I love the men all over the country. They're awesome. The HPF and the tribe that we have is just incredible. But yeah, it was good fun. Really enjoyed it, and some pretty heavy and deep, meaningful stories and successes that were shared too. When we're looking at engineering the life that you want, it starts with doing a bit of a self-analysis. And the way that this works is by you looking in 2 different areas. 1 is repeated history, 2 is future opportunity. So whether you're driving, listening to this, walking, it doesn't matter. I want you to start working through this 1 step at a time with me. Let's start with repeated history. Let's do a self-analysis or a little bit of a self-audit. All right. Very first thing, have a look at the history that continues to repeat. Are there traumas? Yes, we're all victims of trauma of something. Luck, unlucky, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. We all go through good times. We all go through shit times. I'm speaking for the men listening to this now. So when we're looking at reflecting on the past, we've got to look at repetition. What has happened more than once? Repeated history. 2 things we need to look at first. The very first thing is the don't wants, the no longer wants, the alternative, the point minus A. And then we'll move into what I was talking about with the Victorian tribe. I asked this question, what do you want to want? And we'll come back to that. Starting with the shit. What is it, let's go macro, that keeps happening that you no longer want to happen in your life? What are the macro outcomes? So we're going to go macro outcomes and micro actions. We're looking at the bad stuff, the negative stuff, the point minus A. I'm going to give you some examples as well. That's why I'm here. First step analysis. Okay, what do I no longer want to be true? What do I want to stop fucking happening in my life that just keeps fucking happening in my life? And unbeknownst to me, I can't quite figure out why. Well, you need to get your head out of the sand and give yourself the time and energy, like this episode, to actually properly reflect, review, and assess it. Starting macro outcomes. What's the shit that just keeps fucking happening? What's the outcome? Is it in my relationship with my wife? Is it in how I just flip my lid with the kids? Is it in my place of work or my business? I'm not building the financial fruit I want. I'm working too many hours. The people there are fuckwits. I don't like the environment. What is it? What does that look like? What are the macro outcomes? What are the results that keep happening in my life that I don't want to keep happening? What are those results? What are they? And yes, feelings, but this is more so facts. What are the facts that keep happening? Macro. What's causing this? What's the cause? What's the causation? What's leading into this? Is it an external thing, these outcomes, aka the environment, people, places, and things? So is it someone? Is it something? Is it a place of work? What's triggering this? What's triggering or what's contributing to these outcomes? What does that look like? Internally, what's the trigger? What's the story I keep feeding myself, which is then justifying the bullshit actions I'm taking, which is then creating the undesirable outcomes that's impacting me and those I love and care about? So, what don't I want in my life? Okay, well, let's look at history. What are the outcomes that keep fucking happening? What's causing that? What's causing that I don't control entirely, aka people, places, and things outside of myself, although you're placing yourself in the situation, but some of you might have to. You might have obligations, responsibilities. And then what's the internal story that I'm feeding myself? What's the internal trigger and cause of these outcomes that are happening? Then let's move to micro actions. So what are these? And they could be connected here, men. They could be connected. What are the micro actions and things that are leading to me living a life that I don't like? What are the actions that are just, they're chipping away at my confidence, man. They're pulling me down. They're not putting me in the best position to win. The death of 1,000 cuts. They're cutting me down. Make no mistake, man. Like, there's no overnight success and there's no overnight failure or collapse. It's a slow, step-by-step process and approach. So, let me paint a picture. This will be a very good one. This was me many years ago. Not anymore, but it was me many years ago. For you guys on a very simple example. Well, I don't have a great connection with my wife. We're not connected and we're not intimate. And what's causing this environment is my daughter has just been born, my firstborn daughter, right? She's just been born. My wife had a cesarean, so she's physically challenged and struggling for the next 3 months. My daughter is not sleeping at all. Stella didn't sleep for the first 3.5 years. What a journey. Lillian slept better sooner than her. Okay, so these are the outcomes. These are the things. These are real things. We're not here to sugarcoat stuff, fellas. Like, there's external factors, but then there's stories. Hey, I'm an attractive man. Why isn't she initiating intimacy? Like, I'm going to let her go first. I'm just going to wait and let her. So this is another outcome. We're laying in bed. She didn't roll over onto me. Well, I'm just going to fucking leave it. These are outcomes. There's actions involved, obviously, but these are outcomes. I don't want to fucking have to beg, borrow, and steal just to connect with my wife and make love. I just want some fucking sleep. It's not happening. We're not connected. We're not communicating. All of these little stories, right? Repeated history. These are the macro. These are the outcomes that are happening. Okay. Well, let's have a look at this. What are the micro actions that I'm doing that are not contributing to this? Well, for one, I was diving deep into porn at that stage. It was an outlet and release for me. So pornography, twisting the fucking ears off it's just fucking disgusting when you think about it, man. I don't want you to visualize me obviously doing that, and I don't do that anymore. But fuck, man. Think about that. I remember seeing this once on a video, and I thought about this years ago, where it's like, video yourself fucking watching porn next time and then watch the video. I promise you'll probably never fucking do it again. Right? I'm not judging you, men. I know lots of you listening to this or watching this on YouTube. I know lots of you still do it without a fucking doubt. It was a hard thing for me to shake. It was cold turkey, but then it came back, and cold turkey came back, and then slowly it's just like, not slowly, one day I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? This is fucking ridiculous. But it slowly became less and less, like maybe once every couple of months. I'm like, fuck that. So a few years ago, just fucking cut it for good. And it tries to creep back in, right? There's all these little triggers. Oh, we've had a tough month, had this, that, haven't connected with my wife. It's just easy. It's easy to feel good. I get it. So there's a lot of you men listening to me today. I'm not judging you men, right? I was there. But fellas, let's rise up. Let's be higher order men and recognize it for what it is. You're watching another man fuck the shit out of a whore, getting paid for it, none of it's real, and you're pretending that it's your fucking 12-inch dick that's going inside of this slut, not his. You're placing yourself in that position and you're fantasizing about a different atmosphere and environment to your wife, the mother of your children. Boys, it's fucking disgusting. Let this be the day. Let this episode help you understand it's fucking disgusting and it's not on. Now, here's the thing. It's just to release our stress, pressure, blah, blah, blah. I know right now, after what I just said, none of you men are thinking that. You know what I'm saying is true. It's fucked, man. Like, just fucking stop it. Just cut it. Make a promise, make a covenant, commitment, whatever you want to call it. It's fucking done. It's done. No more. Today's the last day. Men, these are the little things that you just don't see. These are the stories, right? Okay, so this is what happened to me 7-8 years ago. So twisting the ears off it. So obviously when you're doing that, you lose your sex drive. You don't fucking want it as much. So they pick up on that energy. So I'm no longer pursuing Corinne. And I'm not communicating my needs. I'm not making sure she's okay. I'm not looking after her. And I'm not taking time away and looking after Stella and giving Corinne time and energy to physically, mentally, and emotionally repair and restore herself away from looking after our daughter. I'm not fucking flying in or hiring a nanny or bringing someone in to just give us some time together and going out for lunch. All these little actions, all these little micro actions. So what are the things that I was doing that I didn't want to do? Well, twisting the ears off to it, watching fucking porn, she can sense that. So no longer initiating intimacy with my wife, not communicating with her, not sharing my position or needs, not making sure her cup was full, doing fuck all, just diving on social media, escaping, right? Not being around, spending more time at work. Like, these are all little things, right? So engineering the life that you want, analysis audit, that's a very good example. What are the big outcomes you don't fucking want to keep happening? What are the micro actions that you keep doing that you need to stop fucking doing? And what's causing that? Is it a story in your head? Is it an entitlement? Is it an assumption? Is it an expectation? Or is it something external that you need to fuck off? People, places, and things. There are heaps of people I've fucked off. I've fucked off more people than I have around me. I'm a very popular man. I'm a very charismatic, fun-loving man that's very attractive in many different lights for people to be around. No. My inner circle is very, very small. And my tribe is my tribe. There's only one, HPF. I don't have other tribes. I don't fucking want other tribes. These legends on the inside, they are fucking weapons. They are animals. Some of these men can't see it yet. Boys, you will. Don't worry. Members listening to this. Others listening to this are already fucking weapons and animals. You know who you are. And you know who I'm talking to. You keep fucking going. You're a phenomenal asset to HPF. Men, when you look at this, the opposite is obviously true, the answer, right? So when we look at this, okay, what are the good things that we want? Macro and micro. I spoke about this. Taking Stella away, giving Corinne some time to herself, organising a date day or a luncheon, communicating my feelings, making sure she's all good, looking at my stories, looking at the game and zooming out and going, hang on a minute, you're playing so fucking small. You want to fucking wet your whistle. Like, cool. How's that in the grand scheme of life, laying back on your deathbed? Are you going to have a little black book that says, hey, I fucking ejaculated 453,000 times, didn't make the 500,000 mark? Like, fuck me dead, man. Like, it's ridiculous. You're playing small. Women and money are not flexes. There's an abundance everywhere, and it's playing and thinking small. It's the impact we have with the life and the actions we take now that will last for an eternity, knowing full well that we're not going to be here to see it. It's the man who plants the seed for the big fucking bamboo and you water the cunt for fucking 4 or 5 years, nothing happens, and all of a sudden within weeks, boom, goes fucking 30, 40, 60 feet. It's planting the seed to grow the big fucking oak tree that you will never actually even experience and enjoy the shade of. But those you know deep down in your heart that will be born into this life in the future that you love and care about, they will. First step analysis. What's the repeat? So good and bad. What's the shit out? What are the shit outcomes that are happening in my life? I need to fuck off and get rid of. What's causing that externally and internally? Cool. What are the micro actions that are also contributing to that externally and internally? What's affecting me? What's causing the trigger? Is it a person? Is it a place? Is it a thing? Is it a fucking story? More often than not, men, it's lots of stories. But sometimes, yes, you do need to cut away the deadwood in your life. That doesn't mean I cut away my parents if I disagree with something they say. What I'm saying is, with the outcomes that are not wholesome, why the fuck do I keep buying into that? Why do I keep allowing that to happen? Whether it's a person, whether it's a place, or whether it's my story. And then how can I rectify that? Well, simple. What's the one thing I can do for this month, less of, that will improve or enhance my life? Okay, this is the one thing. One example, right? I know I went pretty hard then with the whole porn thing, but it's fucking true. Okay, cool. Do fucking less of that this month. And by less, you're a fucking grown man. Make the numbers 0. Okay? Today isn't the last day. Don't listen to this and then go and fucking twist the ears and get that last shot in. No, fucking stop now. 0. Cool. What do I need to do no longer or less of? This one action. You're 140 kilos. Okay, I get it, man. Like I blew up to 125 last year. Ill health, poor health, back down to 105, getting fucking shredded, nearly 12% body fat. I'll get down under 10 in a few months. Cool. What did I need to do less of? Fucking putting shit in my mouth because it tastes good on my tongue. There's lots of delicious food that's wholesome for you as well. I was putting the wrong fucking bullshit in there and using my throat and my airways as an excuse not to fucking walk. I couldn't train, admittedly. I lost muscle, admittedly. But fuck, mate, I could walk. Didn't walk. I've walked almost every fucking day. I've probably missed maybe 3 to 5 days in the last fucking 120 days. Last 4 months. Every fucking day. 120 days, probably walked about 113 to 117 times. So, self-analysis. Point minus A, the alternative. What I no longer want to happen. What I no longer want to be true in the outcomes of my life in family, self, and service. What's the fucking bullshit you're feeding yourself in your head? Cool. I'm aware of that now. What are the people, places, and things that are happening that's causing this? Okay. What are the actions that you need to start fucking off and doing less of? Okay. And we need to remove the justification. Like drinking lots of alcohol, anything. None of it discriminates. Porn doesn't discriminate. Money doesn't discriminate. Alcohol and drugs don't discriminate. Like it's just like an innate object. It's there. You're the one who fucking manipulates and distorts it to create an unwholesome reality. And you don't realize how much that's cutting you down. Why? Because you said you were going to stop drinking, or you're going to stop looking at porn, or you had that feeling of remorse and regret. And guess what? You rolled fucking back around, you did it again. Fuck me dead, man. Do you know what that's doing for your confidence? You would feel like a shell of a man some days. You're like, I can't do fuck all. I'm not even capable of fucking setting my alarm and getting up when the buzzer goes off. I'm fucking useless. Like, these are thoughts that went through my head. Not sure if they ever went through yours. I don't know, but for me, I was like, fuck me dead. Al, you weak cunt. You can't even fucking get up. You can't even stop watching this shit. You can't even do that. Like, and that's, I'm a hard man on myself. We all are, though. We just don't admit it. I am a hard man on myself, and I judge myself with very high standards. I'm not perfect. I'm not infallible. But yes, when I look back now, I'm like, fuck me dead, man. That was destroying my mindset. My mind was not calloused at all, soft as fuck. Anything could push me. Anything could influence me. Now I look at the comments, when we're doing obviously our advertising, that sort of stuff, and I see some funny comments, man. It's pretty funny. A lot of the guys taking the piss and trying to fucking call me out and all this sort of shit. I fucking laugh. I don't get that feeling like I want to punch him in the fucking head anymore. I'm like, man, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. He doesn't know who I am. I laugh. Because I know that I'm fucking legit and I know how to produce. Why? Because of the fucking track record, man. Not a feeling. Confidence isn't a feeling. Even self-esteem is leveraging the facts to enhance your state because you've got a little chink in your armor and you fucking let something in. So even self-esteem to a degree is more like a remembrance and a realignment. But if you don't have the track record, fuck, what hope do you have, man? What hope do you have? Little to none. So what do? You fucking mask it. You put on this facade and you fabricate this fucking, drink alcohol, drugs, whatever it might be, get that little fucking puff of steam, posture up, and then boom, good for a few days and then you fucking fall apart again. Good for a few days, you fall apart again. How unstable for your own peace of mind and well-being, for your wife, for your children. How unstable. You want to have a great level of predictability in a framework that inside that you can be spontaneous, mystery, curiosity, all the other things that make life. Then switch gears. Cool, what do I want? What do you want to want? Really interesting question. What do I want? I just want this, and this. But how far forward are you thinking? 1 year, 3 years, 5 years? Why are you thinking that way? Because you're in desperation, dire straits, you're falling apart, your wife wants to fucking leave? Your children are estranged to you. They're not talking to you. Like what? Why? Why is that what you want? Remove all roadblocks. What do you want to want? Here's my answer for you. What I want is to not have to go on fucking social media at all. Like, fuck technology, fuck all that bullshit. It's taking us further away from our roots and what grounds us. Now, look, what do I want? Right? Remember, no restrictions. Of course, I'm blessed and grateful for the opportunity to connect with men all over the country that I would never meet or see in person without this opportunity to connect and to transform, change their life. Men who are on the fucking brink of death, divorce, and they've got their family back, their wives, children, emails, letters, phone calls. Thank you so much. You've saved my husband, my father. We got our daddy back. Fuck yeah, man. Like, I'm blessed for that. But again, no restrictions. What do I want? Mate, HPF Ranch, the tribe, men coming off the grid with their families to connect, some livestock. I love animals. I think there's such a beautiful, pure thing about, our oath and our responsibility to look after another living creature, besides our family, of course. Well, they are your family in a different way. I fucking love chickens, man. Have you guys ever seen chickens? They are the funniest fucking things, I'm thinking now of of that coffee emoji and that little tag, women with a little coffee that's steaming. It's funny shit, little women, the little chickens. You see the hierarchy, you see the way that they carry on. So fucking funny, man. Funniest creatures. We had some when I was growing up. It was awesome. So cool. They were literally pets. They come, jump on you, play with them. What do I want? It's not what I want. I want HPF to fucking impact 100,000 families and I've got to fucking dial in this social media and this marketing and do more podcasts. And look, I love all that stuff. I know it's part of the game. I'm not talking about gluttonous desires. Like, I enjoy doing the shit I fucking hate because I know it's necessary to move me and my life forward. I've got no issue with that. I've got no issue with work ethic. What I'm asking you, deep down, fuck off the story, the facades, keeping up with the Joneses, any other bullshit that's entered or infiltrated your mind. What do you actually want out of life, man? What do you actually want out of life? Like, you ask yourself this question and you go inside yourself and you're like, Al, I just want to be a strong, fit, healthy, good man and father that my children love. I just want to be respected and appreciated by my wife. I just want to live a fucking great life. And maybe in different words, but I get it, man. You just want to fucking matter. You want to be important. You want to have that acknowledgement and appreciation for what you do. You want to protect and provide for your family. Your mission as a man is to protect and provide for your family. And it'll always be a 10x ROI. But if you do that with the right people around you, if you do that consistently well, you'll get the 1x return. You'll get the one. I promise you, man. You'll get the one life that you were born to live, that you were born to have. You do a 9x output, you won't get the one. It's crazy. 10x output, I want the 10x ROI. You won't get it. 7x output, you won't get one. 4x output, you won't get one. 9x output, you won't get one. You need a 10x your output to get the 1x ROI. But that's the only one you need, man. Family, self, and service. And I get it. Fair, unfair, pick any words. Words are just points of perspective to communicate information. That's it. That's it, man. Protect and provide. Protect your family mentally. There's so much bullshit and propaganda in the world, man. Like, don't worry. All the fucking shit around aliens is around the corner. There's always going to be some fucking distraction. There's always going to be something. I know I might appear carelessly when I rattle this shit off, but yes, there'll always be fucking something that gets brought to our attention. Whether it's fucking bridges collapsing from boats running into them, another fucking war between Russia and Ukraine. Like, there's always fucking something. I'm not saying it's legit. I'm not saying it's not. What I'm saying is there's always something to fucking pull you away from your immediate circle, the family nucleus, what matters most, and being the fucking king of his own castle, building his kingdom and his empire, and building his own world, his own reality. 8 billion realities, 8 billion worlds, 8 billion earths. Most of them they're not heaven. They're living in fucking hell. It's so sad. So yes, we must protect our children mentally. And that includes education around the world, how money works. We live in it's an economic planet, man. There's always a value exchange, whether it's I'll work on your farm for 10 years and you'll give me your daughter fucking 2,000 years ago. Or there's always an exchange of effort. And what money represents is locked in time and energy, either to acquire it or either to get a good or service. That's it. It's pretty simple. So yes, teaching your children around that, around relationships, self-esteem, how to build their confidence and their own value and worth by executing and going through tough times and building and winning and getting up when they fail. And obviously to the level of their mental state. I talk like this to my 3-year-old son. Meet them where they're at and pull them through. Health and well-being. Communication, how important relationships are. You need to protect them mentally. You need to protect them physically. You don't need to go join BJJ tomorrow, but fuck, mate, like be a man who's strong, competent, and dangerous enough that has that fire in his eyes to go, hey, you fuck with my family, man. Get fucking ready for the storm. And that's important to be healthy, fit, and strong, and competent and capable to defend them. We must protect them physically and mentally, but must also provide for them financially. As a man, you have the masculinity and the energy and the output to go and provide and hunt and to be wired in a way that your brain is such that you can be more logically driven to focus on actions, habits, and facts, which predisposes you inherently to be able to produce and make more money than women. That's it. Like, it doesn't mean women can't make money, but a man will always outperform a woman when it comes to the economic planet and how we operate in goods and services in exchange of power and energy. That's just the way the market is. That's just the way that we're wired. That's the way the brain is for the woman and the man as well. That's the way our hormones are. Energy output. We must also provide for them emotionally and have that level of stability and be that rock for them. Tough, man, tough. It's got to be 10x though. 10x output, you'll get the 1. So what do you actually want out of life? Cool. What would need to be true? What are those? Again, same thing. Then we'll move on to steps 2, 3, and 4. Step 1's big. This is the biggest part. Otherwise, you're going to build the wrong vehicle. You're going to build the wrong fucking machine. You're going to keep doing the bullshit you shouldn't anymore. You're going to start doing the shit that doesn't fucking matter. Then all of a sudden, it's like, I feel like I'm winning. Well, how the fuck would you know? Right? Because it's a feeling and you don't have the facts because there's a lag measure. It takes time. Like where your life will be in 90 days is built off the back of what you do right now. Just like your red blood cells and that count and it recycles every 90 days. You got a whole new flush. Your system is flushed. All new red blood cells every 90 days, recycled. Same with your output. What you do today is going to yield the results. It's going to yield the fat, the good stuff, the primo in 90 days' time. So what are those actions? What does that look like? What are the outcomes? What does that look like? What would need to be true for me to be in a position where I can start today and know that I'm moving forward, I'm fucking winning. Not I feel like it. It's here are the facts. And if you know that factually you're winning, maybe you're doing the wrong thing. Like I feel like I'm winning. Yeah, but maybe you're fucking applying yourself in the wrong area. Don't run enthusiastically in the wrong direction and don't just go off feelings alone. Show me the facts and other facts on point, on target. This is why this first step, men, is critical. You must get analysis in order to know exactly what you need to stop doing. Right, your life's built off 2 things to improve and progress and evolve for you and your family. 1, yes, making better choices, better decisions and moving forward. Not so much the great things, but just the great or the good, consistent, fundamental things, which do become great over time. 2, as I love that book by Cunningham, The Road Less Stupid, stop doing the fucking stupid shit. All of the wealthiest and most successful people in the world say the same thing. They're like, no, I didn't do anything too crazy. I just didn't do all the shit that all the other average people do. All the normal and the average and ordinary and basic and plain people do, like the Netflix and drugs and sedation. So, of course, I'm not talking about just money alone. I'm talking about wealth and building your legacy. Like people can be on drugs and make money. Don't pull what I'm saying apart. But what I am saying is a lot of the vices and the traps and the imprisonment, the self-imprisonment that people do every single fucking day. Like, think about this, man. Even if you watch TV 1 hour a day, 52 hours. 52 hours a year. Like, that's 1 half an hour walk twice a week. Like, imagine if on, like, stressed, shit's hitting the fan, I'm fucking grumpy, blah, 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 blah. Cool. Tuesdays and Thursdays, just fucking walk for half an hour. That could be the difference to fucking saving your marriage. That's 1 hour. Right, the average is 3 to 5 coupled with fucking the old phone, the old device. That's fucking, mate, you're spending 6 to 9 hours a day. Crazy. Then when you put those numbers together, fuck man, your ability to sell, sales, marketing, any valuable skill or way you could upgrade your service depending business or in your place of work, climb up the ladder in your career path, mate, you're costing, what's the cost of a television these days? Oh, well, a good TV, with all the latest gizmos and gadgets and all that sort of shit, you're looking at maybe $3,000 to $5,000, getting pretty solid. No, wrong answer. How much does having a TV in your home cost you? It doesn't cost you $3,000 to $5,000. The opportunity cost could be fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars. It could be lifetimes of experiences with your family. It could be the fucking difference between married or divorced because you come back, sit on the fucking couch, acting like a slob. Oh, you worked hard though, man. Like, cool. I'm not, fuck, of course you worked hard, but fuck, have you lined up everything else in your day? Have you got the structure and front loaded? Are you energizing yourself, your nutrition, all these things? This is where it's so simple when you do an audit to look at your life. And I'm not exaggerating here too. I've got a very hard and wide range of perspectives where I can go hard pretty quickly, but I'm serious, man. Like if you're watching TV, the opportunity cost is not, it's not $3,000. It's what's it costing me? Not what did it cost? Not what's the price, or not what did it cost, sorry. What is the price of you spending hours every single day or every single week watching television? There's a bigger price to pay than the price tag, that's for sure. So what do you actually want? What are these outcomes? All right, what's the stupid shit I need to stop fucking doing? And what's the great things that I want? Okay, cool. What are the actions then? So what do I need to do less of? What do I need to be consuming less of? And what do I need to be doing more of? So this is very valuable, but I want you to take this episode, consume it, and then go fucking create. Don't just stay in a state of consumption. I don't fucking want that. I'd rather you listen to one episode every hour on the hour of HPF. I'm just kidding. I'd rather you listen to fucking one episode a couple of times a week, man, and apply it. Look, some of you guys, I get it. You love and enjoy the message. You enjoy how direct I am at times. And of course, you guys will dive in episodes every day, all that sort of stuff. We get men who've gone through all 200 plus. Awesome. Love it. But what I'm saying is don't just consume. Take it in, go fucking get to work. Take it in, get to fucking work. There's work everywhere in life. Do the work, enjoy the work. The work is the journey. The greatest value in life, man, not what you get, it's what you become. What you become is going to give you everything you fucking want anyway, but at that stage in who you become, what you want will change. It'll become better, more wholesome, less materialistic, less bullshit, less stories, less escapes, less coping mechanisms. So in who you become, what you wanted in the first place wasn't really fucking what you wanted anyway. And don't sacrifice the thing that you're pursuing for the action that you think will get there. I'm giving up all my fucking happiness and joy and time to make lots of fucking money or do this, this, and this, and this so I can have joy and happiness and time. It's like, well, you're a fucking idiot. Like you're building in a middleman that's cutting you to pieces. What do I no longer want to be true? Do less of this. Be more of this. Be less in this. So be less in this environment. Be less in this state of mind. Be less of that version of you. Cool. Do less of this. Just pick one thing, man. What's one thing I can do less, be less more of? Be less of. And what's one thing I can do more of? Be more of. Be more in this environment. Just stumbled across the podcast. Fucking great, mate. Prepare for your world to be absolutely blown away and changed. Dive into this every fucking week. At least one episode. Be more in this environment. It's a very powerful environment. Yes, it'll challenge you. Yes, I'm very fucking direct. Yes, I swear. However, I'm in your corner, man. Fathers need to win. You know who I cop flack from the most? Fucking fathers. Fucking idiots in the way their perspective adjusts and goes, well, hang on, what about me? The whole victim mentality. I'm fucking here for you, man. I'm here for you guys. I can hear my children outside of the office here. I could fucking shut this down right now. Fuck this. Go play with my kids, play with my family. I organise myself. I get structure in place. I allocate time for the men, time for my wife, time for my children, time for myself. I could just spend more time with my kids. I'm fucking 230 plus episodes. It comes down to the choices we make and ultimately the servitude we have to ourselves and then those we love and care about. Men, this is for you. It's all for you. You are the ones in your life. You are the most important people in your life. Without that, you've got nothing. You will lose. No matter how hard you try for everyone else, you will lose. You know that. That's step one. We'll rip through the others pretty quickly. Step one, self-analysis. Macro, micro. What are the outcomes and the actions that I'm not happy with and I don't like doing anymore? And now with a bit of perspective from Al, I can see that it's not wholesome, right? Is watching one porno every couple of weeks going to kill you? No, of course not. But do you know that your wife knows that you watch it? Right? And if you think she doesn't, she fucking does, man. They're not dumb. They're not dumb. It's an energy. It's an aura. It's literally, it's an energy. When you've had that, he's not initiating. He's lost that. He didn't slap me on the bum or he didn't do. They fucking know, man. It drains you. It comes at a cost. Like watching porn, it's fucking costing you your soul, man. It is not wholesome. Fuck that shit off. Just like bad people in business, bad clients. Fuck, man. Like it's, we've got amazing clients at HBF. That's just for you boys listening. I'm very proud, man. I've only kicked out about 12 people. In over 6 years with HBF. I'm not proud of the act. It's needed. It was necessary. It cost me a lot. People found out where I lived. There was stalking. There was some heavy shit. Is what it is. Fuck them off. I'd die for HBF, man. This is more important. I'm willing to put my neck on the line. So yes, no, there's good men inside HBF. What I'm talking about is in your business. Like, where are you eating shit all the time? You're like, what the fuck am I doing here? This is fucking wrong. What is this decision here? What is this action there? What is this person here? What is this habit here? What is this vice here? Why the drink? Why the drugs? Why the fuck? What do they call it? Nose beers, all that shit. I've never done coke in my life. Now, like, don't judge you, but why the fuck do you need that, man? I asked someone once, like, what does it do for you? And they rattle off all these things where I'm like, but that you do well in your life, look after your body, your health and fitness and structure your time. I'm like, I get all those fucking feelings anyway. I'm confused. Are you saying if I took it now, I'd feel nothing? And maybe not. Maybe I'd become an even more exaggerated version of Al and the Passion. Who knows? But shit, man. Fuck off the shit that you know is not serving you long term. You really want to go for the kill? Laying back on your deathbed, are you going to look back and look at all the fucking snorting you did, all the alcohol you drank, all the porn stars that are old, fucking sloppy, wrinkly tattoos? They're all fucked. Well, you probably moved on to younger birds. They replaced the videos, I guess. Like, fuck, man. On your deathbed, like, are you really going to look at that going, geez, just needed a few more. Just needed to twist the ears off it a few more times. Like, nah, man. Not at all. Not at all. You don't even need to be on your deathbed for that. Fucking do that now. Go through that now. And then what do I want? What do I want to want? All restrictions gone. Like, what are the outcomes? Then what are the actions? That's why I love things like the 21-day challenge and whatnot. Set my alarm, get the fuck up. Walk for half an hour. Takes me to point 2. Walk for half an hour. Move my body, nourish my body. Write a post-it note for someone I care about, even if they're not within the proximity of where you live or your location. Right? I've done this. Write a post-it note, take a photo and send it as a message. You would be blown away at how much more impactful that is. In fact, all of you do that in the next 24 hours. I did it to my mum, to my dad, to a friend of mine. And they're like, thank you so much. It actually means so much more to see this than for you to just write it in a text message. I was like, well, yeah, that's right. It's not that it's for brownie points, but of course it's fucking right. Sending an SMS, it's all the same font, all the same shit. When I got a post-it note, it's my sloppy handwriting. It's not that great. But it's my handwriting signed off by me, X's and O's for mum or whatever it is. Like, when I do that, even if I'm sending a photo of it, they're like, he spent time and energy in his life. This is personalized just for me. It's not the letter A on my iPhone that's typed and B and C and D. He wrote this, signed off on it. It's addressed just to me, took a fucking photo of it and messaged it to me. Like, boys, massive ROI, phenomenal. I talk about the 10X for the 1X. What I'm talking about is you living that life and going above and beyond to be a leader as a fucking man in a world full of weak men that are full of shit. In terms of actions, oh, fuck yeah, man. Like, that's... with respect, Mum, if you're listening to this, it took me 30 seconds and then I moved on with my day. But it showed that I cared. And then guess what? When Mum goes to send me a message a few days later and she scrolls, oh shit, that's right. Remember you sent me that photo? Doesn't get lost in all the messages as a photo. Pretty cool, man. So yeah, of course there's efficiency and effectiveness. It's not about just slaving your guts out and when I talk about the 10X and 1X. So what do you want? What are those goals? What are those actions? What are those outcomes that you can make commitments to? On to step 2. Hope that served you well, man. I know I spent a good chunk of time there, but it's so important. This is to shape your mind so you can build the right machine, the right vehicle so you can become the right man, layer in the right actions, the right habits. What do I need to do less of? And where do I need to be less involved, whether it's at the pub or different environments that aren't serving you? Who do I need to be more of? And what do I need to do more of? And that's it. You add one in, you take one away. And if you just do that every month, 12 victories, 12 vices you fucked off, 12 victory forming habits, family, self and service, it's a huge turnaround in only 1 year. Like, fuck, mate, you're going to use the time anyway. I know I'm smart ass sometimes and I enjoy being fast and witty, but how much time do you have from yesterday? Oh, I don't have any time. I'm just checking now. Is there any time from the time I'm recording this from the 3rd of April? No, there's fucking none. Oh, wow. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, I don't have any time left from yesterday. And I'm running out of time today. I won't have any time left over. No one's got any fucking time left over from yesterday. There is no tomorrow, and yesterday's gone. It's this weird head fuck of the now, of here, now, reality, present, here, now. So bizarre. So future opportunities, what would need to be true? What do I want? What do I need to do more of? What do I need to do less of? You put them together, you're going to use the year anyway. 2024 will be gone. 2025, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Decade of dads. Remember doing that 2019. We got the shirts made up back into 2019. The decade of dads. What are we now? 21, 2, 3, 4. Even though it's 2024, we're into our 5th year. Our 5th fucking year of the decade of dads. When dads win, everyone wins. That's fucking crazy. Crazy. Remember getting those shirts done like it was yesterday going, these will be cool in 2020. You'll use the time anyway. So this year can turn it around pretty quickly. Fuck something off, bring something in, do it lots of times. Which takes us to step 2. Something that's become extremely rare in today's world. Your word. Now, again, I make mistakes. There's times where I have done, and I'm getting better at it, but I have overcommitted for the sake of mankind and helping men, members, non-members and whatnot. And yeah, I let a few people down late last year, and I'm not proud of that. Last year was really tough because of my voice and my throat. The above and beyond stuff, I was just fucked. I literally couldn't. And I feel bad for that. I'm not perfect. What's that old saying? Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. That's right. Fuck, I remember that. Yeah, it's so good. It's so true. So I'm not here to judge you men, but what I'm saying is moving forward, your word is your bond. Your word is everything. When you make this promise and commitment to your word as a man, like, you know how they used to do deals back in the day? They looked at each other in the eye, they shook fucking hands, and they gave their word. This is very important. This is now we're moving into a technique to initiate the commitment of what we've gone through, right? The analysis. Obviously, there's a flow here. Then there's action, and then there's an accountability. There's your 4 steps. When you put a weighting and a heaviness on what I'm talking about here, something magical happens. It's quite strange. It's quite bizarre. It's quite simple, but it's very good. Just like if you message me and say, hey, Al, I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. tomorrow, even if I didn't check my messages and you were going to message me at 4 a.m. that you woke up, when your alarm goes off at 4, there's like this, it's not the little voice anymore. It's this, you'll be a fucking lying cunt if you don't get the fuck up and message Al at 4 o'clock. And that's a beautiful thing. You're outsourcing. What you're doing is you're front loading your commitments, and then you're outsourcing in a weird and good way. You're outsourcing responsibility and around the decision making process at the time of taking the action. So it's like this. What's the time? 3 o'clock. Cool. I'm just going to go for a run. That's not how we operate. You have some level of structure. The problem with most of you men is you keep failing that structure. You keep failing your word, overcommitting, getting stretched too thin, falling down and failing, and you're failing on those commitments. You don't just do everything just randomly. So what I'm saying is, okay, let's say right now the time's 3 o'clock. Okay, well, cool. At 3:30, I'm going to go for a run. Boom, there's your word. Whether it's a thought or not, it's your word. It's important to share, though, because we lie to ourselves and no one knows, which is why accountability is key. So when it comes time to 3:28, fuck, I got this on, I got that on, shit. Really want to go for a run, but Fuck, can I do it at 4? No, that's all right. What have I got on tomorrow? 6 a.m. I can get up at 6. I can get up at 3. I can do it at 3 again. Tomorrow I'll get up at 6. All right, I'll pick one of those. I'll wake up in the morning, see how I feel. Boom, gone. Word fucking diminished. Demoralized. You are fucking kaput. Internally, subconsciously, how you're wired, your brain, it's all fucking downhill. So what I'm saying is with this beautiful weighting and heaviness we put on your word now, because that's what a man has. All you fucking have as a man is the sweat on your back for your fucking efforts and actions, your word and your last name. That's all you fucking have. Cut away the bullshit, cut away technology, cut away all the glamour. We're fucking savages with nothing but our fucking word. And whether we follow through or we don't. So when you put that weighting on it, which for me is real, like that's legit anyway. That should be standard. All of a sudden you're like, well, you're outsourcing the responsibility of having to choose at the time of making the final decision to take the action. 3:28. Oh, fuck this, blah, blah, blah. And then the little voice comes and says, what the fuck are you talking about? Hey, it's already done. It's done. I fucking told the tribe, or I told the team. It's already, I'm 2 minutes. I'm putting my shoes on. I'm fucking running. Why am I having this conversation? I'm talking about you with the little voice, because that's what it is. That little motherfucker inside, he plays the game. He just wants to delay. Just yeah, do it tomorrow. Do it tomorrow. You'll be all right. You got heaps of time. Tomorrow never comes. There is no tomorrow. There is literally, I know that sounds a bit weird to get your head around, but men, there is literally no tomorrow. There's another today that's going to happen once the clock strikes midnight. That's it. Once the sun rises, there's just another today. There's just another today. There is no tomorrow. There's no fucking tomorrow. What can I do today, though, that's going to create some pretty awesome todays 55 todays later? Like that, if you start thinking that way, you can then very chronologically and logic-based through your mind and your actions break it down and be like, yes, now I get it. Today's the only fucking day. I got a sign, congratulations, you get another day. I put it up as we walk down the stairs for the whole family to see. It's got a picture of me and my family walking. Congratulations, you get another day. Like it's so fucking good. And then I've got a little thing in there, obviously, because of my connection with God, which I love. But yeah, you get another fucking day. You get another day. Congratulations. So that's what a fucking miracle. You get another day. If you're reading this, if you're listening to this podcast, you've had, or you're having, or you've got another day. So when we look at this, when you give your word and you realize your word is your bond, your word is fucking bound by blood. It is your commitment. It is your promise to yourself and anyone else involved. When you recognize that, what the fuck else is there to decide? There's no other decision you need to make. Now look, I'm talking about percentages. I'm talking about cutting away the stories. Of course, shit hits the fan. I'm going for a run in a couple of minutes and I get a phone call from Corinne. Lillian's just fallen. She split her head open. I'm like, holy fuck. All right, I better go. All right, cool. See ya. I'm out. No run today. My fucking family, my daughter's fucking head is cut open and bleeding. I get that, man. I get it. That's another story. Oh yeah, Al, but what about this? What about that? No, fuck that off. You're talking about the minority. It's like someone who says I'm just fucking big bone. My bones are triple the density of a normal man. I'm 6'4" and my bones weigh 6 kilos. Get the fuck out of here, fucking big bone. Right? It's my genetics. Is it really? You can change your fucking genetics. Look up Bruce Lipton, The Biology of Belief. 3 Petri dishes. All the same tissue, different stimulus, different environments for the proteins, not the genes. The Human Genome Project was a fucking flop. 26,000 genes, only a couple of thousand more than flies. It's the hundreds of thousands of proteins that perceive, this is the craziest shit, man, too. Like every cell in you has its own consciousness, perceives the environment and chooses to grow or die and adjust to the conditions. So 3 different stimuluses in the environment, which means 3 different sets of perspectives. Same tissue, 1 grew muscle, 1 grew bone, 1 grew fat. Now, look, you might be a Hewlett-Packard, I might be an Epson. We've all got different printers. I get that. But what the fuck are you sending as the run sheet, the run order, to print on that printer? Wow. You're the one typing in the fucking keys, man. You're the one selecting the pictures and drawing up the document. When you do this and you do this well, as a man of your word, I promise you, you will fucking dominate like you wouldn't believe. The men that are most poorest, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, the men who are the most poorest are the ones who do not keep their word. Now, at the risk of being a bit too sensitive on the receiving end, I had an interesting... I don't know if I should share this or not. Anyway, I had an interesting revelation about 12 months ago. I was talking to Adam about something, just in life. It wasn't HPF either, so it's nothing to do with HPF. It was just life in general. Might have been something, maybe I was getting my car serviced or some sort of shit. I can't remember. It was something outside of work. I'm not talking about work. It was just an observation. And it happened with that, something else at the shops, something else. Anyway, there was a series of events, and I was speaking to Adam one day, just chewing the fat, and I said, hey, you know what? I've realised there's a bit of a pattern here that I've seen over this, when I went to the shops there, when I bought this there, when I did that, when I asked this question. That, you know what I've realised, man? The fucking fatter someone is, the more they are inclined to be a fucking liar. And he pissed himself laughing, and I said, no, think about it. Think about it, man. Like, people who are like very overweight and unhappy and unhealthy, and like, why? Why are they not changing? Like, I don't have the willpower, but what are the stories? What's the fabrication? What's happening here? Now, look, not every man inside HPF has six packs. This isn't the point. We can all fucking get better. I want to get better. I want you men to get better. We should become fucking athletes again and dominate in business and dominate in serving our families. I'm talking about people who are just chronically unhealthy. I'm like, fucking man, the fatter people are, the more they fucking lie. And we went through, and I tested this hypothesis with a few different people's perspectives, and they're like, fuck, you know what? There's this here, and this happened there, and that happened. Now, look, can a skinny person lie? Absolutely. And I don't mean to be rude to some of you fellas who put on a bit of weight. You might be fat now, but maybe you're an athlete, and maybe HPF's the vehicle to get your fucking power back. I know, I was fat last year, man. 125. I wasn't even that when I was playing footy. I was bulky as fuck. Doesn't matter that I had nice shirts and I was tall and I could hide it well. I was fucking disgusting. And what was I doing? I was fucking lying to myself. Can't exercise. Because of my throat, I couldn't eat healthy food or walk. Fucking liar. Crazy, man. So food for thought. Not to use that as a pun. Food for thought, not for eating. The better your life becomes, typically more often than not, we're talking percentages, the more wholesome your life is. The more you're a man of your fucking word. You follow through on your commitments, which means you put up healthy boundaries and no's. Your word, gentlemen, step number 2. Step number 1's analysis. Step number 2 is your word. Use it. Stick to it. Be careful of the words you now say. Be careful of the commitments. If you're going to put that level of weighting on it, be careful of what you can promise. Is it under promise, over deliver? Maybe. Certainly don't do the other end. Don't do it the other way around. But be a man of your word. That's so important. If anything, be a man of your word. And if you're a man of your word and you start just doing a little bit more of this and a little bit less of that, your life will dramatically improve. Question though, how's a man who has anywhere between 2, 8, 12, 15, 20 years of chronic habits, the little voice inside he's got his own little setup in there now. He's like set up a little granny flat, a little granny flat. Right, you've got your property, you've got your house. Be like, what's this fucking big fucking ugly thing in the backyard? Like, oh no, it's the granny flat where didn't you know the little voice, he's moved in. He's been here for 12 years now. So what hope does a man who's listening to this now, who has that and these chronic habits and patterns for a long time, have in analysing himself, making new commitments, giving his word and following through on his word? Not much, man. It's not that I don't have hope for you or for humanity, but not much. If I was a betting man, I'd bet against you, with respect. Pure logic, removing emotion. If I was to make a bet on a man out there who doesn't have these last 2 steps squared away, biggest one being the right environment and people in his corner, yeah, your chances aren't good. They're not good. And you know what? Even if you do break through and you become somewhat successful, the time it's taken and the trajectory and the hockey stick, well, it wouldn't be a hockey stick, that's the point. The curvature and the trajectory of your success would still be hamstrung because you've done it all on your own, left to your own vices to combat and battle, and your own demons and the little voice inside and the hardships and no one in your corner and a lack of support. And that's tough, man. Put it this way, there's no fucking way HPF would be here if I didn't have the men inside HPF to continually fuel and drive me. It's this weird, it's a symbiotic relationship where it's just this cycle. It's like, I need to be more. You know, we've got men in here who are ex-Olympians. We've got men in here worth hundreds of millions of dollars. We've got men in here on the brink of death, divorce, going to take their own life, to now not only reconcile, save their marriage, but actually add family members to their family and have a beautiful, loving household and home that's grown. Family, self, and service. Like, it's pretty fucking high level, man. You know, like I got to fucking be sharper on my game. It's like, you know, it's like the school of fish. I'll get fucking eaten alive, and then some other big dog will take the fucking place. Now, I'm not saying that to put it over the other men too. What I'm saying is, I would be a fucking hypocrite if I was not a man of my word, living the embodiment of HPF that I am promoting, not preaching, but promoting and encouraging and fostering and helping these men create. And I've seen fucking over 6,000 version 2.0s. It's crazy. It's phenomenal. I can see a better version of you before you can. That's really cool. Like, it's a weird thing. It's like ones and zeros. I can already fucking see who you can become, even before you can even think about who you can become. A gift and a curse, because I've also seen who you can become. Point minus A, the alternative, who you can become. That's fucking horrendous. I wouldn't wish that on any man, but seen it, heard it. Your word is so important. But your word alone by yourself is not going to get you there. Final 2 steps: act now and be accountable now. Like, right fucking now. Find something, someone. If HPF isn't the answer for you yet, well, so fucking be it, right? It is what it is, for whatever reason, whatever story that is. But get fucking something and someone so you can be accountable to your actions that have been outlined and executed on from your word of the actions you're going to take, from the analysis you've made on what you need to do less of, what you need to do more of, from what you no longer want in your life to also what you now want in your life. So fucking important, man. Hope you enjoyed this episode, boys. Step 1 was big, analysis. Step 2, probably the fucking glue, your word. Your word is your bond. Your word is your covenant. Your word is your fucking life. Like, your word is your soul, man. It's you. It's who you are. Honor that. Respect that. Don't take that shit for granted. Don't play around with that. Don't fuck around with it. And then leverage your word as your bond to take action today, right fucking now. Stop the fucking porn. Stop the shit attitude when you walk through the door from work. Stop fucking ignoring and not communicating. Get fucking better at communicating. Write a fucking post-it note for the missus or someone you love and care about. Do something wholesome with the 20 minutes, half an hour, 10 minutes, whatever it is you're spending time twisting the fucking ears off to. Read a book, listen to another podcast episodes, do something. Go for a walk. Take action now, today. There is no tomorrow. No do-overs, one shot. You'll never get this fucking day again. You will never get this day again. Let me help you understand. This day, this moment, this minute, I hope you've enjoyed and you've seen that it's been a valuable investment of lots of little minutes you've now contributed to this episode, because you're not fucking getting them back. They're gone. They're gone, mate. Disappeared. So what the fuck are you going to do about the last 60 minutes we've spent gearing you up and getting your state of mind and your protocol in place to analyze, give your word, take fucking action, and follow through and be accountable to someone, so you don't let yourself down, so you don't succumb to the little voice inside. He's a crafty motherfucker. He's not some big brute telling you to do it my way or the highway. You just tell him to fuck off. He's sneaky. He acts as you. He puts on the coat and it's like you. You're like, no, it's just me talking to me, man. It's all good. No, it's not. Listen more carefully. Listen a bit deeper. Get that motherfucker out of your head. Analyze your life, what no longer needs to be true, what do I not want anymore, what do I need to get rid of, do less of, okay, cool, what do I want more of, what do I need to do more of, okay, cool, actions, micro, let's go, stop doing this, do more of this, be in this environment less, be in this environment more, be the embodiment, become your attitude, your nature, how you operate, how you behave, the mentality and your identity of this man more, and of the victim mentality and nature and sedation, distraction and temptations and just selling your soul so fucking quickly and easily, less to none. Honor your word. Your word is your bond for life. Your children, your wife, the life that you live. Leverage that to remove the responsibility of decision-making processes when you come to that point of action where you're getting tempted. What do you mean? There's no temptation here. Sorry, mate. Washing my hands. Choices made. Decisions done. I've got to fucking do this. There's no other option. Non-negotiable. Zero options mentality. Take that action sooner rather than later. As soon as you start racking up runs on the board, your confidence will skyrocket. The only way that'll happen is have the right people around you. Otherwise, you will fall down. And I don't say that because I don't believe in you men who are not inside HPF. I say that because that's just the facts. That's just the truth. You will fall down. Otherwise, you'd already fucking be there. And HPF wouldn't even be necessary. We wouldn't even exist. And every individual, isolated, divided, would be conquering the whole world on their own. Doesn't fucking happen. Never has, never will. Take care, men. Have an amazing day, night, weekday or weekend. Key things. Analyze your life where it's at right now. Be a man of your word. Reignite that fucking fire in you to know how valuable it is, which means people will be disappointed. Sorry, no, I can't do that. Unfortunately, no. I'm going to have to turn that down. No, I can't. Or no, I don't do that. That's not who I am. Like, go to a higher level of healthy boundaries and rejection to the things you know don't serve you. Take action right away on what we've discussed and what you know inherently. You're listening to this. You know there's one or two things you need to fuck off. You know there's one or two things you can do more of. Boom, man, there's your fucking game plan. Do it right now. Do it immediately and have someone that you're telling that you're doing it to that connects everything. Hey, this is what I'm doing and why. This is when I'm going to do it. I'm going to let you know how I go. What does that do? Fucking boom. Bundles it all together, baby. Here's my analysis. This is what I'm doing and why. This is my word on what I'm going to do. Hey, I fucking did it. Hey, told you I did it. Fantastic. You're accountable. You're winning. You're moving forward. That's how. Men, you really want to engineer the life that you want? That's it. Yes, there's nuances and intricacies into the type of information, the accuracy, the feedback loop that you have, like, HPF, one-to-one coaching, the tribe, hundreds of men that are all on the same fucking page, experts all around the country. Of course, there's levels, but fundamentally, that's it, man. Those 4 steps, you'll start moving forward and hopefully take your family to greener pastures. Take care, man. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.